Mysteries of a Flowery Dream is the sophomore full-length album from Jade, a Spanish atmospheric death metal band, and one we could qualify with death doom metal as a secondary. With this project, they've essentially approached conceptual death metal from kind of a progressive point of view based on their previous experience in other groups, and then worked in a little bit more of an old school death metal angle to something that is both atmospheric, declarative in its clean vocals, and heavier in its classic forms. So the way that the shorthand for this in previous reviews was something between bolt throwers, rhythms, pulsers, general dynamic, and earlier catatonia in some respect. I pointed to Tiamat in review of their first record, and that's kind of what I think of from maybe the second or third Tiamat album. Otherwise, this band has sort of proven they've got their own sound going here. It's best to just jump into it here, and then I'll explain what's different and kind of the general theme of the band otherwise. So to start, I did premiere this album on the website when it released. You can go back to that premiere, and there's an extensive interview with the band that explains kind of what the band is all about, where it was conceived, and where Jay, the kind of the band leader, came up with the idea as his own way to exercise creativity beyond his other band, Foscore, which is more of a progressive death metal band, for lack of a more neat set of qualifiers. So this is something different. It is rooted in old school death metal, but also atmospheric death metal. And what I mean by that is not necessarily incantation or immolation type of atmosphere, but something closer to Peaceful 3 Death Doom, something that is closer to maybe Swevin or Dream Unending in the way that they approach that sound and enhance it with a lot of atmospheric ideas. The voice of this band has evolved with each album, and there's kind of a rock guitar element to this one. There's a lot of melody-driven songs, and the production is very much changed over the previous record, to the point where I think a lot of people find that this album sounds a little bit more black metal infused because of the way they produced it and kind of mixed the guitars and all that into it. So very different record, a little bit more rock guitar in it, more of an ongoing variations on a theme style thread to the melodies that they do develop. So this is a more continuous evolving listen. It's something that is deeply atmospheric in the way that it's been presented. As a listening experience, it's pretty brilliant. I like that there's a lot of details to go find within those layers, and the drier guitar sounds and different unique tones that they come up with help to characterize each song, as well as the melodies themselves bring a lot in. The vocals have changed slightly in the way that they trade off and kind of the levels, but ultimately we get a similar effect to that of the pacification of death. It's just a little bit turned away from the classic death metal feeling and something that's a little bit more their own. All of this is delivered with conviction. I think that counts for me. I really enjoyed the lyrics. I think sitting with this record is just kind of a pleasure. Check it out for yourself if you're a fan of something like atmospheric death metal or any of the bands I've described. I think if you're a fan of like Cadaveric Fumes, you might be more of a fan of their previous record. But if you want something a little bit more towards kind of the Dream Unending spectrum, this is something worth checking out. So try it out for yourself, see what you think, and go ahead and read my review for more of my thoughts.